Hi, it's Miss Chrissy here. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching this video. And if you could, when you're finished watching, if you like it, if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment at the end and tell me what you think. That would be great. I would love that. It helps in the algorithm of the YouTube. And so today I want to talk about intuition and coincidence and synchronicity. So intuition is just having a gut feeling, like having some sort of information or idea just come to you, but you feel it in your gut, and it's hard to ignore. And coincidence is sort of like unrelated events or circumstances that seem to coincide. And a synchronicity is sort of the same thing as that unrelated events or circumstances, but they seem to be meaningfully related. So these things happen all the time. Our intuition is always working. We have coincidences and synchronicities happening all the time in our lives. It's just that we don't always notice them. We don't pay attention to them. We're distracted. We are such a distracted society. Seeing people, the crazy things that people do while they're staring down at their phone. Walking, saw a guy riding a bicycle on his phone, on a motorcycle, the things that people are doing. I told you I own a hair salon, so we've actually had people laying back getting their hair shampooed to sit up with shampoo in their hair to answer a phone call. That's just, we're very distracted. So of course we're going to miss a lot. But when you know that these things are happening all around you, and you pick up on it every now and again, and you enjoy that when something like that happens, and just start to pay a little more attention and enjoy and be appreciative when it happens, appreciative to yourself and to the universe for presenting these amazing things, they're going to start happening more. The more you notice, the more things will happen. So however you think of it, I think of it as my guides and my angels, my source, the universe, God, whatever name you want to put on it, that feels comfortable to you in your heart. But I like to use my angels and guides, although I know it's also the universe and the energy and the frequency. It's like you have to kind of be tuned in. You can't put your radio to 94.1 and expect to hear classical music when it's classic rock. So you have to tune into the frequency to get the right music. So I just came home from a 10-day vacation, and I went alone. It was a whole rebirth trip for me, a whole renewal and reigniting, and just clearing my mind and coming back a different new person, leaving my troubles and my heartache at the beach and coming home refreshed and starting anew. And I was supposed to, I'm doing this because of a relationship that ended, and which spurred my rebirth. And I was not supposed to go on that trip by myself. I was supposed to go with my person, but we ended up breaking up before it happened. So I decided to use the trip, which was a gift for his birthday. Since I bought it, I'm like, well, I'm just going to go and use it for myself as a rebirth, like a restart. And so I went into the trip, and I am so open and willing to do what I have to do to grow from this, grow out of this, and into the new me, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of those things. So I went into the trip, and I'm like, okay, universe, okay, my guides and angels, like walk me through it, come with me, and help me through it and be there and keep showing me that I'm on the right path. And that's what these things often are there for, to show you. I mean, it could be an insignificant situation, coincidence, or synchronicity. It could be like not that big of a deal, intuition, like it's not going to save your life. Maybe it's just you run into someone or something, but it's often just the universe acknowledging, like, I see you, by making these offerings. And I said to my guides, like, be loud if you have to. I'm open to experiencing that. So I get on the plane, and I'm in the window seat, and a young girl sits in the middle. And they ended up moving the guy on the end. They had some extra seats, so now there's an empty seat in between us, so we had a little bit of extra space, each of us. And she just starts talking. So she's traveling by herself, obviously going to Mexico, where I was going. And she's celebrating her 28th birthday, and she wanted to have a single girls trip, and she couldn't get her girls, her sister, like no one. They didn't have the money. And she's like, well, I'm going to go. Like, it's my 28th birthday. I'm celebrating. I'm going by myself. I don't care. And I'm like, good for you. And so then we take off, and she gets out her book, and her book is called Sis, Don't Settle. And she has her little pink highlighter she gets out, and as she's reading, like, I do that all the time. Well, I use a pen, but I don't use a highlighter, but I underline. And she's doing this as she's reading the Sis, Don't Settle. Like, we sat next to each other on this trip. Like, that is a coincidence. But it was meaningful, so maybe it was a synchronicity. But I said, me too, kind of, sort of, same situation, going alone on a vacation. And so I'm just like, that's awesome. Like, what a way to start the trip. I'm like, this is going to be fun. So, I mean, okay. So then the next day I get there, beautiful. The next day I go to the yoga class outside in a beautiful gazebo overlooking the water. And I'm the first one to arrive for the class. So chatting with the yoga teacher, and the yoga teacher just happens to be from Pittsburgh. And my younger daughter went to college in Pittsburgh. And now the yoga teacher lives in Columbia, Missouri. And when my daughter graduated college, she moved to Columbia, Missouri, and lived there for a few years. She doesn't live there now, but I'm like, just in that exchange of conversation was a connection. Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, but it's not crazy. It was a coincidence. It was synchronicity. Like, it's you are supposed to be here. Yes. It was a yes. Good job. Yes. You're supposed to be here. I took notes because if you know me, I always take notes. So then that night, I guess I go, it doesn't matter which night or day it was. So I go to the restaurant for dinner, and I walk in, and I mean, they had music playing. The singer was singing my first husband and I, our wedding song, which I like the song. And so I walk in the restaurant, I'm like, of course they're singing something I connect to. And again, I'm in the right place. It gets funnier. So then the next day I end up going, I went after dinner, I went to the lounge to have a drink before I went to bed. And I'm sitting at one end of the bar, and down at the other end of the bar, there's only about 10 chairs, but at the other end was a gentleman and his wife, and they were celebrating his 60th birthday, which was on this very day that I'm sitting here. There on that day was my partner's 60th birthday, which we were coming there to celebrate. So I'm like, happy birthday, sir. It just, I mean, come on. Like, this is just, it's amazing. So, after a few of these things happen, I'm like, wow. I asked you for signs and coincidences, and you are really like giving it to me. And it made me so happy because it felt so good. It didn't make me sad. It made me happy because I asked for this. I asked you to give me confirmation that you're with me and that I'm on the right path. And every which way I turn, you're showing me I'm on the right path. So, and because, any one of these things could just be like, oh, you could blow it off like if you wanted to. But all the things line up. It was beautiful. So now the next day, every few days or 5 days, whatever it was, there's a new teacher that comes in for the yoga and the Zumba, the team. And now there's a new girl. And again, I'm the first one there. So I don't want to be late. I want to get the right spot on the gazebo to overlook the water when I'm doing the yoga. And this girl was intense. She was amazing. But she lives in the same town as my older brother. Come on. Like, it's a suburb of Philadelphia. It's not like a big town. It's not like Philadelphia. Oh, it's just, so that happened. So then another night I walk to dinner, and now that night, the music was a man playing the accordion. And you don't see that a whole lot. But my uncle was a judge, but he also had a little side hustle of playing the accordion. Like, he would just go to restaurants. He loved playing. So he would play at restaurants like this gentleman was. Well, he didn't go to Mexico, but he did local gigs. But, I have a connection to the accordion. So as I'm eating my dinner, and I think I texted my kids or my cousin to tell her, because it was her dad. It is her dad, my uncle. So as I'm having my dinner, they start playing my parents' wedding song. I mean, it was amazing. Let alone the fact that my two favorite servers, the whole time I was there, two gentlemen, one was named Louis and the other one was named David, and they are the names of my two brothers. I had lots of servers the whole time I was there, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and wherever you went, the pool, they'll get you a coffee, a tea, a champagne, whatever you want. So it was just amazing. It was amazing, and it was so heart fulfilling. The last day for the yoga class, for me, the resort had been filming different spots. They're making a video, I guess, for social media to put on their social media, and they're just getting little clips here and there. So they panned the whole yoga class and took a photo of the group afterwards. I'm like, of course I'm going to be in a video or a photo. Of course, it goes with the whole thing. But I have to tell you that, like, what made it so amazing and so many things happening was my happiness, was my complete and utter openness and willing to, see. Because those opportunities could have happened, and I could have just been like in my own sad world or in a very distracted kind of place, but I wasn't. I was absorbing it. I was absorbing the joy the universe was offering me. And because I was absorbing it, it just kept offering me more. And this can happen, but you have to try it. And you have to really, truly feel it in your heart. You have to feel the joy and happiness and appreciativeness and not feel judgmental and insecure and full of fear. So let's see what else happened. I mean, there was lots of things that people did because I was so happy and I had I am so happy. I still feel that happiness and joy. And I plan on carrying that with me into every day. I think I just kicked my dog under the table. I am planning on carrying that with me. It's not going to happen every moment. It's not going to, it's unrealistic to think every moment of every day is going to be like that, but that's the goal. And when you focus on the goal and you keep the goal in mind at the forefront, and when you are trying to make a decision about which thought to listen to, the angel or the devil, the good or the bad, what's going to take you closer to that joy, that feeling you want, that's the thought you have to stick with. Always. Always. So I think generally a happy, nice person. I'm kind, I'm polite. And when you walk around being that way, there was a couple sitting at the table for lunch. Like, where are you going? You're not in a hurry. You're on vacation. And the server, who was like the most smiling Susie Sunshine of the restaurant, outside, open air, beautiful. She walks by and she just lights up when she makes eye contact with whoever she's speaking with. You can tell she likes her job. And this woman is like, "Hey, where's my food?" Not, "Excuse me, could you check on my food for me?" Like, just, that woman is probably not going to experience or be open to these coincidences and synchronicities and listening to her intuition, which she might not be aware that she has. Because it's a different frequency, "Where's my food?" than, "Oh, no, thank you. Take your time. I'm good." It's a whole different attitude. People want to do things for you when you're the kind, nice version. I mean, this is kind of common sense, right? But I don't think that everyone in the moment thinks about that frequency when you're letting your fear and your anger or irritation, or maybe she was hangry, and that's valuable, but that's valuable for the way that you're feeling, but it's not valuable to treat another human being like that in that moment. That's not okay. And that's the frequency that your experiences are going to meet you at. So I was operating at a different frequency, and no one is better than no one is better than the other person. We're just at different spots, right? So, and I'm only bringing that up to show you, if where you want to be with your frequency and your energy level, if that's where you want to be up here, then these are kind of the things you need to do. Change your mind and your attitude. And, I went to the spa. I had been to the spa a couple times, and the last time I went there, because they have a hydrotherapy that you don't have to pay for. You can use it a few times, and I did get a massage. But when I was leaving, they're like, "Oh, miss," and they gave me this little gift bag with like 3 little boxes of present, like, this lip balm and beeswax soap and moisturizer. Like, it was a gift for our special customers. And it's because I was pleasant. So now I'm leaving. It's the day that I'm leaving, yesterday. And I'm walking through the resort, but they came to get my bags. I'm walking through the resort to leave, to go to the lobby. And I see a woman. I had, her and her husband are from England. And I wish I could do an English accent. They were such lovely people, just to talk like that, but I can't. So I saw her sitting there at the pool, and I was just like in a zone. I was walking to the lobby, and I'm like, I'm probably never going to see this woman again. Like, it was nice meeting her, and I want to tell her that, because whenever we did chat, just lighthearted here and there. She was always very nice. And she did know that I was there by myself. And so I just stopped and I said, oh, I just wanted to say it was nice meeting you. And I'm leaving, and safe travels. Enjoy the rest of your trip here. And she's like, safe travels to you too. And I just want to tell you, you're ballsy. She's like, I admire you coming here by yourself. You're ballsy. And I was like, I wish I could say it in her English accent because it sounded so cute. But it made me feel so good. Because I think it did take a lot of courage to go there by myself for 10 days. But and then the last thing was when the taxi guy used the same company that picked me up from the airport, take me back to the airport. So it was the same driver. I mean, I don't know that that's ever happened on the many times I've traveled, because it's a big company and I have a lot of people that work for them. But as soon as he saw me, he's like, oh, I remember you. I brought you here. And I'm like, oh, I remember you too, because he was also very chatty, and not all taxi drivers are very chatty. And so I knew how many kids he had, and he told me about his wife and, about driving. So, getting in the car and he's driving me to the airport, and we're chatting again about different things and cooking and food and stuff like that. And he said, it was so nice to meet you. I'm so happy that I got to drive you back to the airport. Because when I met you at first, I thought you were a very nice person. He said, I could tell that you have really good energy. You have good vibes. And I can see the sunshine in your eyes, and I know you're a good person. And I was like, thank you. I think you're a very nice person too. And I enjoyed our chat, and I enjoyed hearing your story. So, it was such a great experience. And from the start of it, from the decision to go, not knowing how it would turn out, the whole trip, not knowing how it would feel to be there for 10 days by myself, not knowing how it would feel to work through different emotions and feelings and thoughts. But I went in with wanting to be different and wanting to have some growth and insight to move me forward, because I constantly want to be a better person. I want to be a better person for me. I want to tell better stories to me, so it makes me a better person to the rest of the world, because that also can encourage other people when they see you being authentic and honest and open about who you are. Then it could help them look at their life differently. And I hope that maybe on some level I might do that for some of you, because that's my goal. I share my story because the story has brought growth. And if hearing a story would inspire you to try to have some growth of your own, then it's worth telling my story. So, again, I would like it if you could leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I appreciate your time and your energy and your intention in being here and wanting to enjoy the ride until we meet again.